Hello, ladies and gentlemen, brothers, sisters, friends, comrades on the YouTube, to my familia, hi family, to the love of my life that I had to leave this week. And damn it, I hate doing that, but you know what? We're doing things that we need to be doing right now, so 'tis what it is. But it's been a minute. It has indeed been a minute. It's been a minute because when I do go home, all things trucking cease and desist because I'm home with the love of my life and my kids and my grandbabies, and that's what the focus is. And well, it should be, you know what I mean? And Leonards Express is very good about it. I basically tell them, this is the day that I'd like to be home. This is the day that I'm available to come back out. I have yet to have any sort of a balk on that. And I think that's just, it's a testament to the realization that in trucking, over-the-road trucking specifically, people need their home time. It's mental health. It's solid for a guy's mental health, and it's certainly solid for mine. I'm a family guy. You know, I'm not normally away from home. Until I started this kind of trucking, over-the-road trucking, I was home. I was within, you know, a couple hours drive to be sure. And if I wasn't, I certainly wasn't gone for 3 to 4 weeks at a time. So I like to be home with my family. You know, I'm one of those cats that actually is in love with my wife. I love my wife. I love being with her. We're so good together, man. We just know how to have a good time, even if we're just reading our phones in the same room. You know, it's one of those deals. So we're having a ball with it. Leonards Express is good to me with that, and I'm appreciative. I got to say a quick shout out, Brother Sean. I met Brother Sean today. He's a Leonards Express driver. Met him in the South Yard. A rare occurrence today that I had to park my trailer that I had to drop in that yard because the other yard, the main yard, was so full. So I was over there, which is odd anyway. And then I see this dude comes rolling up in a car, and this dude's ear to ear grinning, you know, and I'm like, well, what's going on here exactly? You know what I mean? He gets out of his car, Clydesdale. I'm like, yeah, what's up? What's up? You know, and I'm trying to pretend I know this brother because I'm thinking, man, have I forgotten who this guy is already? I don't know. Nope, sure enough, dude knows me from right here and on the YouTube channel here, and actually gave me a bit of credit, which I thought was nifty for going with Leonards Express. This is the second cat now. Sean and a brother Bubba, you may remember from North Carolina yard, that happened to be at the Caldwell Terminal getting some things fixed and such. And he too was inspired by this YouTube channel right here. So thank you, Sean and brother Bubba. We say hi to you once again as well out there in North Carolina. And both those cats came on board with Leonards Express, one Caldwell, one North Carolina, based on the information that I've been feeding them on this channel. So, you know, here's to you. If I can do that with anybody else, you know what? That's great. I don't pull any punches. It's no BS. It's no BS. You know what I mean? If I'm pissy about something, I am not the least bit bashful in saying so. I have yet to be. I don't have any problems here. I haven't had it. It doesn't mean that, you know, there haven't been cats, you know, along the line that, you know, somewhere along the line have had a problem, but it has yet to happen to me. So I'm not too terrible worried about what's going on right now. We're in good shape. So, but I did have a bit of a scare. So I had great home time, and I had to pick up a load coming out of home time from, you know, I live in the Antelope Valley of California, the high desert, and I parked my truck in Lancaster. So I had to go from Lancaster sort of oddly northwest to Santa Maria, which is quite a trek. It's about a 3.5 hours drive from where I parked the truck over to Santa Maria. And so it was suggested to me that I leave the day before my pickup, which was on the 3rd, and go stage over that way, so that when I did get loaded, I would have basically a full day's shift to be able to travel to Salt Lake City, which is where I unloaded this morning. Well, I thought, you know, I'm empty right now. I'm going to go ahead and top off my fuel. So I went to Lebec, California, right off of I-5. It's along the Grapevine, but it's before the big downhill. You know, Grapevine's about 40 miles long, but the most famous part of the Grapevine is going downhill on the north side of the Tehachapi's, northbound towards Bakersfield, and you drop way off that 6-7% grade for, I don't know, I think it's about 5 miles. And California is absolutely terrified that somebody doesn't know how to come down a hill, so you got to do it at 35. And honestly, I think that burns up brakes more than you know, just letting the guy bring it down the hill the way he knows how to bring it down the hill. I'm not saying going 35 is a bad thing, but if you have to woe it back and woe it back and brake and brake and woe it back and brake, you know, fully loaded, which I wasn't, you know, it could help a guy burn his brakes up. You know, the Jake brakes are incredible these days. They really work. They work well, and it's a rare occurrence, honestly, that people burn their brakes up. But I could see how it could happen in California with this heavy speed restriction, and you know, guys that don't quite know what they're doing yet, you know, can burn them brakes up. So anyway, got to Lebec, and I went to go to fuel my truck, and I usually do it on the app. It has a really cool fuel button. You just push that button, you enter all your information. If you've already done it once, it just repeats it to you. You just keep pushing continue until you get a code, and then that code you take to a fuel pump, you plug in that code, and away you go. All right, fair enough. Yeah, great way to do things. It's really cool. Well, I've had nothing but problems with Lebec. It's one thing after another with that place. And of course, the day I need fuel there, they don't have a fuel code availability. The app is down with the remote. So I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I'll just grab my card and use that. You know what I mean? So I reach in my pocket. I'm wearing these cargo pants. They're really light material. They've got shallow front pockets. They've got the side leg pockets, and really worthless rear pockets. So anyway, I have my cards, a little bit of cash in my front left pocket, and went to go pull my cards out, which is where I keep everything, in that left pocket, no matter what pair of pants I'm wearing. Couldn't find my fuel card. It wasn't there. Simple as that. So now I can't use remote fuel, and I don't have a card. I'm in a freaking panic. I'm panicking because now how am I going to get fuel to go to Salt Lake City, and then ultimately I'm leaving tomorrow morning for Atlanta? How am I going to do this with no fuel card? Even though the fuel card really acts as a backup these days, I need it. It's, you know, part of my responsibility of being a truck driver for Leonards Express, and I don't have it. Yeah. So I call my wife, my babe, man. I call my wife, my love of my life. I say, babe. Well, and I told her. I said, I'm in a freaking panic, and believe me, I'm great at 4-letter words. Okay, and my love is too. So another part of our great relationship. I am in a freaking panic. I'm panicking right now because I don't have my fuel card. She's like, uh-oh. I said, yeah. I said, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. It's gone. I don't know. It could be anywhere from Lake Hughes to Julian's. I don't know. I don't know where it's at. I can't find it. I'm just like stressing hard because I don't have this thing. She says, okay, when was the last time you saw it? You know, going through all the obvious, you know, which I've done. I went through that in my brain too. And I said, I don't know. It could be in the car. It could be on the ground somewhere. It's a needle in a freaking haystack. It's probably toast. I'm just panicking, and she says, well, you want me to go to the car? Check it out, because I drive the car my folks gave us to where I drop my truck off. I just leave it there at my brother Julian's. So I leave it there, and I said, babe, I don't want you to run around, do all this crap. It's a needle in a haystack. I don't know if we're going to find that thing. I'll never find it. So I decide, well, I better go down to Castaic then and get fuel so that tomorrow I don't have to worry about it, and I can hopefully the remote works in Castaic and anywhere else I go, because I don't have a card. So I start my way down to Castaic. Mama starts her way over to Julian's to look in the car. I call ahead to Castaic. Hey, is your remote working? Yes, it's working. Great, I'm on my way. I don't know, I'm 3/4 of the way down there. Mama calls. She goes, guess what? I found your card. It was sitting just inside the damn door in the car. Where do you want me to meet you? I'm just like, you have got to be kidding me. This is just like unbelievable that she would even be able to locate that thing, and we're back on track. So she ended up having to reschedule her swimming lessons for the afternoon, which I felt bad about that, but I felt really good about her being able to find that dadgum card, boy. Woo! That was scary. So she met me basically at Gorman Post Road. I know none of you know where that is except for the love of my life and anybody else from Southern California. It's right up against the I-5 where the 138 comes into it. She met me there and delivered the card, and I was just ever so grateful. I couldn't believe that she found it. And then the willingness to run it to me no matter where I was in California. I had a half a mind to go to Bakersfield to fuel, because enough out of my way to be sure, a little bit, but you know, so was Castaic. Castaic was basically a 60-mile round trip for nothing, you know, out of my way indeed. So anyhow, it worked out. Mama found the card. She got it to me. I'm glad I didn't go to Bakersfield. I only went to Castaic. I waited for about 10 minutes. I got to the rendezvous 10 minutes before she did. Whew. Worked out great, but it scared me. Then I got to travel up to Salt Lake City. I get loaded. Pretty short order. They had a pretty good routine there at in Santa Maria. It was like a produce packaging plant, and I was hauling Driscoll's strawberries to the Costco distribution center in Salt Lake City, which I'd been to before. Very class act, man. These people, they know how to get trucks unloaded, let me tell you. I was in their door for an hour. Well, on my way up there, it was a night shift, and got word on my GPSs, both of them, that there was an accident ahead and that there was an hour's plus delay. And I thought, you gotta be kidding me. So this accident happened a little bit north of Yermo, which is also north of Barstow. So I ended up having to call it early, which I didn't want to do, but I didn't really have a choice. I didn't want to get tangled up in all that and end up in Prim, Nevada at the state line, you know, at midnight 30. I had a 5 a.m. appointment that I had to make, which means I also had to invert the clock to get my PM run back to AM so I could deliver on time. So big delay there. I only got about 250 miles in, which was better than nothing, I'll tell you, but still, I was really hoping for, you know, a 400-mile run that night. then I would have had a more leisurely trip on up. So stopped at Peggy Sue's, spent the night there, and then nice breakfast in the morning, and I hit the road. Then I had an hour's delay at the Arizona border where they're working on this damn bridge, and people can't figure out how to go right lane, left lane, right lane, left lane, right lane to merge. It was just a nightmare. I was there for an hour. So I ended up being about 20 minutes late for my delivery this morning. No big deal. Everybody was cool with me, and I was still only in the door about an hour. So I got out of there and had to go over to Caldwell, went to a Simplot plant and picked up a preloaded trailer and dropped that 2022 trailer in the yard at the Caldwell Terminal. I loved that trailer. I really did. That was a really bitchin' trailer. I was married to that trailer for about a month, and it was great. It was a really, really good trailer, and I hated giving it up. Wabash, flat side trailer. I got a utility now. Whatever. It's all right too, I guess. But man, that Wabash that's a bitchin' trailer. Anyway, so I had to give that one up, and finally figured out how to pick up a load that's already preloaded at the Caldwell Simplot plant. So I'm hauling crisp cut fries out to Atlanta. So here we come to Atlanta. So anyway, again, Sean, pleasure to meet you today, brother. We chatted for quite some time. Little shout out to another Leonards Express brother. I love it. He's digging it, and I'm glad he got on board because of some of the information that I fed him. So that was cool. It was nice being home. I love you, and it was really enjoyed our home time. Oh, I got to play drums. Haven't played drums in I don't know how many years. And I sat in with a couple of songs with brother Robbie Duran. His son gave up the throne for me to be able to play. That was kind of cool. His son is 16 and a hireable drummer. Man, Frankie, killing it. Doing a great job behind that kit. So I got to play a couple of tunes with some good friends and good music people that I've known for literally decades. So that was a nice highlight and cap for the home time. So with that in mind, thank you all once again for being here. I'm at the Caldwell Flying J. Always swiveling here. Always swiveling here. Level 6, 7 at this place. Okay? That's how we roll. And we're happy to do it. 10-4. You do know who love you. It's your boy. It's Clydesdale. I know we're long, but it's been a minute. Can you give me a break? It's been a minute. All right? I had some catching up to do. I'm glad you're with me. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to. And what's more, if you want to drive for Leonards Express, give him a call. Call brother TJ. He's in Caldwell. He'll be happy to take care of you. You do know who love you. It's your boy. Peace!